Stretch it.
Okay.
And you push it all the way in.
Yeah.
It's good.
Oh, no, it's not all the way in. On the other side. All right.
But all the way back though.
Oh, yeah.
Is it gonna capture both of us? No. Any
Boop.
period.
Oh my God, that looks so good. Okay.
Alright.
Okay.
I'm excited.
Okay, let me put all this stuff on the floor. If I shock myself one
Bro,
more
I was
time,
like, what are you doing?
you don't be hearing them zaps.
Tap tap on my tip.
Right. Dang. All right.
And you don't use this.
And don't. And don't. Oh my God, I just shocked myself.
Okay. Is that as far back as it goes? I feel like you can't see you. Should we scoot back a little?
We can scoot
Let's
back.
do that.
Yeah, I'm sure we can scoot back.
Yeah. Better?
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay.
Thumbnail.
It's not even. Is it recording? Oh, it is recording.
Did
It's
you
been
hit
recording this
record?
whole time?
Oh. It is recording.
Girl, it is recording.
When did you hit record?
I don't remember.
Do I do that?
Oh, yep. And we're gonna have to like get in place.
Just hit that?
I forgot.
I know. I'm saying.
Yeah, that is it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's gonna turn red.
Hey y'all!
Hey.
What's up?
Period.
It's I'm a little hoarse and I just realized it a little bit.
Oh, cause the
I don't know why I'm hoarse.
probably the lit party.
Oh yeah. We're so happy to be back, y'all.
Oh my gosh.
It feels kind of weird.
Hello.
It's been a long time coming.
Yes.
We're super excited about this season, and it's gonna be the best season ever.
I agree.
Yeah, it's
Best
gonna be
one
our
yet.
best season. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So let's cheers it up.
All right. I'm Kayla.
I'm Key, and
this
this
is Cheers to Cinema.
Clink. Okay. Oh, that's good. That's real good.
All right.
So, we're starting with a banger.
Oh my gosh, y'all.
We're really excited about this, y'all. So, fun fact, a little backstory.
All right.
We took a break. Obviously, life be lifing.
Mm-hmm.
Took a break. And, this season's, this, like, summer movies and, like, early fall movies were cool,
They weren't all that.
They weren't giving everything, right? And so, then, obviously, fall started to ramp up a little bit, right? Fall is coming with some heat.
Fire.
Yeah, it's coming with some fire. So we were like, okay, we're gonna like plan the year out. We're gonna start at the beginning of the year. And then we looked at the fall lineup and we was like, no.
Can't start at the beginning of the year. You gotta start now.
We're going to miss everything. And the first movie we'll be reviewing for this season, season 3, we'll be kicking it off with Wakanda Forever.
Wakanda forever.
So we're super excited about that. We waited to record just so we could give you all some time to see it and internalize it and process it.
Yeah.
So I feel like it was a very long, heavy, like weighty movie.
And by the time this comes out, it should be what, 2 weeks?
Yeah, 2.5.
Yeah.
So
So you
look, if y'all ain't seen it by now, I don't know what to tell you.
Spoiler alert.
We can't wait for months. And so yeah, we just have so much to unpack with this film.
let me pull up the cast.
Yeah. So I think for me, what I want to say as we start to break down, I was going to say this at the end, but I think I should like preface with it.
Absolutely.
I think that you cannot, I'll speak for me. What I hate when people do is like compare sequels. Because I feel like with films like this, the movie is a different movie. Like it's connected. Like there's that backstory there, but you can't be like, oh, this is better than that, or this is better than that, or this is worse than that, or like it didn't give what the first one gave. Well, it's not supposed to. It's supposed to give something different. It's supposed to give like a different dimension of the movie. It's not supposed to be identical.
Right.
Yeah.
They expected to like, okay, so I will say in defense of like all the fans and whatnot, Black Panther was such like a moment.
Yeah.
It was monumental.
Yeah.
It was like and it got nominated for an Academy
Right.
Award. So it's like this film was like
Groundbreaking.
yes.
Yeah.
So I guess they were expecting the same thing, but at the same time, I mean, rest in peace, Chadwick.
Right.
Boseman.
There's a whole different component like missing there.
Exactly.
And also I feel like that changes the whole dynamic of the story. As we saw in the film, right?
Yeah.
So
I saw a video with Ryan Coogler saying that once Chadwick had passed away, they had to literally stop everything, decide if they were going to move forward.
Yeah, because they probably low-key didn't want to at first.
And then, well, for one, everybody was mourning.
Yeah.
So who wants to film?
Mourning.
And then, secondly, you have to decide. You have to talk to the studios, everything,
right,
and decide if you would like to move forward.
Right.
Then, when they were like, okay, we're gonna go ahead and move forward with the film, they said they had to literally figure out where they were going to go with this film. Because the film they had in mind, they had to
trash it. Yeah. So I appreciate them taking a step back and producing a very quality, heartfelt, thoughtful, intentional movie. And I feel like that's what we got here. Absolutely. So,
okay, Black Panther Wakanda Forever. This is a 2-hour and 41-minute movie.
Long.
But I will say, it's nothing like the Batman, where we were like, is this over yet?
No, yeah, it didn't feel like a 3-hour movie.
At all.
Like, we went somewhere where we got food, we just chilled out, we watched the movie, like, it kept you engaged the entire time. Absolutely. So it didn't feel that bad.
Absolutely. Even the like quiet moments were
intentional.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I feel like there was no filler or anything. So we have so Chadwick Boseman is in the credits, y'all, because he is in the movie in flashback. Then we have Tenoch Huerta, who plays Namor. Then we have Letitia Wright, who plays Shuri. I'm gonna leave one person out because that's a surprise. We got Dominique Thorne, who played Ironheart. We have Angela Bassett.
We gonna wait till we unpack this, y'all.
Baby,
just wait.
Who played Ramonda? Ramonda, Queen. You know.
Period.
And and Denai Guerrero. Okoye. Okay. These names be naming, so just
right. Bear with us.
Yeah.
And you know me, if y'all have been listening to our podcast for a while, I'm gonna say the actor name every time. I'm not saying the character name. So I just need y'all to be with me because it's just a lot. And I am a very much this person played like this actor or actress was in this and this movie, and I know that they're playing a character, but when I'm talking about it, I don't think about that. I'll be like Winston Duke, Letitia, you know, so it's we roll with it.
But I ain't even gonna lie to you, Letitia Wright, I just be calling her Shuri.
No, Shuri is easy because she embodies that. And does Winston Duke embody M'Baku? Absolutely. He's so fine. So something that I started saying, is very recent, by the way, is that when people ask me my type, I'm gonna just say the Jabari tribe.
You know what? That is it. Yeah.
No, but it is. Yeah. Like, you know me.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't have a type. Like, I'm very open. You know, I have a type. Everybody has a type, a preference. I'm not, like, it's not a deal breaker if you're not that. But if I had to, like, close my eyes and think about it.
It's Winston Duke and them. It's that whole tribe.
Barking.
You know that, that TikTok, you overreacting.
Yes.
You was gonna let them run a train on you? No. Maybe. That's her.
No, that's not me.
No, she wouldn't let them run a train. But what I'm saying
is, this is spiraling really good.
What I'm
saying is that I think that Winston Duke is very attractive, as well as the other people of the tribe. So
it's the beards.
It's the beards and it's the stature.
Yeah.
My brand is a beautiful black bearded man that reads the Bible.
You like the male stallion.
I like the alliteration of that too.
Say it again.
Beautiful black bearded man. Big beautiful black bearded man.
Tongue twister. Big beautiful black bearded man that reads the Bible.
Period.
You didn't put that on a shirt.
And I mean it.
Do y'all want those on shirts?
Let us know if y'all want merch. I got y'all.
No, for real. All right. We'll get more into the cast later, but let's jump into the movie.
Okay, so the beginning of the movie was just, they came in hot, okay? They came in real hot.
Punch you right in the stomach.
Literally, Shuri's working on something in the lab, and she's trying to keep T'Challa alive.
Yeah, he has some
illness.
God, and all I could think about...
It's parallel to real life, right? Which is why it's so heart-wrenching. As y'all know, if you don't know, Chadwick was dealing with an illness, like, so the story is very parallel. In real life, he was also dealing with the illness. In the movie, he was dealing with it. Right. Quietly, right? And so, they are trying to fix that. Shuri is trying to fix that in the beginning of the film. And the robot that she be dealing with is telling her, like, oh, his life percentage is at this. Oh, his breathing is at this.
And they didn't have, remember, Killmonger burnt all the herb.
Right.
So that was the thing that would, like,
save him.
And she was trying to recreate
it. She was trying
to
recreate it, and it wasn't happening fast enough. And so T'Challa is dying, and she's trying to fix it, and eventually, obviously, T'Challa dies.
And they told her, they were like, come, you need to go be by your brother's side. And she's like, everybody get out.
Yeah, and she was trying to fix it, like, in the lab, but it was a very emotional scene.
Extremely.
So those tears in that moment, I know that was, like, raw and real, which made it even more special, but also, like, just even more gut-wrenching because that's the literal feelings that they are feeling in real life.
And you know, when you're on set with somebody for so long, they become
that's your
like
family. Yeah.
So that was like her brother in real life.
Yeah. And I see, like, on TikTok all the clips that they show of, like, their interactions and their interviews and stuff. And, like, he was just very sweet. Like, random forehead kisses. Like, they were brother and sister, like, very much, like, close. Mm-hmm. And so that scene in the beginning of the movie was very, very just heavy. And so it goes from that scene
straight into the memorial, like the
right. But before the memorial, I want to just bring attention to this too. You know the Marvel flips.
Oh yes.
At the beginning.
My gosh, like
so usually in a Marvel film, if you're not familiar, it's like the beginning credits where the Marvel logo is popping up, but within the letters of the Marvel logo, there's pictures of whatever superhero we about to watch.
Yeah, the character.
But it was basically a tribute to Chadwick, and it was beautiful. And literally, the theater was silent because everybody had just experienced T'Challa's death and the tribute to T'Challa, and then it goes into the funeral.
By the way, we saw this separately.
Yeah, we did see this separately.
Her experience is the same experience as mine. It was silent.
No, it was silent. It was just like, damn, like, this nigga is gone for real. Like, he's actually gone. So, they go into the funeral, and what I like about the funeral is that, so, I thankfully have not been to a lot of funerals in my life. I can count maybe on one hand how many I've been in, or two. But there's the ones that are like gut-wrenching, everybody's bawling, and then there's the ones that are like a celebration of life, like a party, like a upbeat type thing or whatever. And so this is what that was. So there's like beautiful costume, like they're in full like garb, like beautiful face makeup. The culture is just like radiant.
Everybody's outside.
They're dancing. And obviously Shuri and Ramunda are broken.
Shuri more so.
Yeah, Shuri more so. But yeah, obviously they're broken. And the community is mourning, but they're choosing to do it in this really like colorful, vibrant, bright way, which I thought was powerful.
I feel like that also represents like the Black community, because one thing about it, like you said, there's like usually two types, but like most of the funerals, I've been to a lot of funerals. Yeah. Most of the funerals I go to are a celebration of life. Yeah. Like we're celebrating the fact that they made it to the other side. Yeah.
And so that's very much what this was. Still, it was like a conflict, internal conflict, I feel, for everybody, because like it's like beautiful, and like the scenery, the cinematography was on point. Like it's beautifully shot. The colors, the murals, the music. Gosh. It's like very, very bright and vibrant. But also we're here for like a very, very dark, sad reason.
Extremely sad. But I'm glad that they put that in there, because that was also a tribute to him as well.
Right.
And it was a beautiful way to close a chapter that ended too soon.
Yeah, for sure.
But it was really nice.
Right.
They did that very tastefully.
Yeah, very tastefully. So that was how the movie began.
And then so that's literally before the movie starts.
Yeah, that's like before anything.
And I feel like that was a great way to say, okay, Chadwick, we love you. You're always in our heart. Now the movie's gonna start.
Yeah. And I appreciate that they honored him before they even hopped into like the plot of the movie.
Yes.
So
even though it played a major part, I mean, it allowed you to see where Shuri's mindset was for the whole movie. Like
it set the tone for the rest of the movie and how it was going to go.
So we jump into the movie. Where does it start?
It starts with hold on. It starts with They're by water, right?
Oh, her. Okay, so we're not gonna tell y'all the whole movie. Y'all can go see it yourselves. But with that being said, they're by the water
at the beginning. Well,
they're on that ship. It's them colonizers.
The colonizers. That's what it always starts with, colonizers. So the colonizers are coming and they're trying to infiltrate Wakanda. They're looking. No. It started with the courtroom.
You sure right.
It started with the courtroom. So, okay.
It's like the United Nations type.
Right. Which I feel like that's so clean, bro. Like, those meetings really be happening. The fact that they, like, included Wakanda just in stuff that already be happening, like, that is realistic. I feel like Wakanda is a real place. What are you talking about? Like,
it for sure is.
So they come in or whatever, and they're basically saying
they were having a meeting without Wakanda at first.
Right. And then Queen Ramonda came in. Let me just talk about Let me just talk about Angela Bassett really, really quickly.
And Ruth Carter's costume design.
Listen.
Okay, go ahead.
The looks that Queen Ramonda was giving, like...
The hats? I want a hat.
No, I need one of them, at least. Like, they were so intentional about serving Queen Bad Bitch
energy.
Yes, like, and obviously Angela Bassett's in great shape, so she already looks good. Her arms and her clavicle, I aim and aspire
it was
to have a clavicle like Angela Bassett.
God sculpted her.
No, individually.
And somebody said she don't eat meat.
I don't know about that. All
I know is she aging backwards.
No, absolutely.
I watched Vampire in Brooklyn,
and she looks the same.
She looks better.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's crazy. She's literally aging backwards.
Yeah.
So she comes in the courtroom stunting.
With her guards.
With her guards, prepared for war, just in case. And basically they tell her that, look, Wakanda's too powerful.
And you got something that could literally be a weapon of mass destruction. We can't detect it.
Right. And so basically they're saying you need to hand it over. Y'all need to hand it over. And she's like, well, we've had Wakanda all our lives and vibranium all of our lives, and we've never done anything with it.
We don't trade it.
We don't use it as weaponry. We don't do any of that. Now, if we give it to y'all, we know what y'all gonna do.
Exactly. That's why we don't trade it.
Right. And that's why we don't even play with y'all. Exactly. It's y'all.
And while she was saying this, in the lab, the Wakandans is working.
Yep.
Some folks bust up in the lab. Some French people.
Yep.
No shade to the French. Bust up in the lab, and they try to steal some of the vibranium.
Right.
But they tell the people, they tell old girl, they like, who's in charge? Who opens this? And she opens it. The little door open. It's pitch black in there.
Mm-hmm.
And the soldiers come out. They like, yeah, we knew y'all was coming.
Cause stop playing with us. Cause what makes y'all think that y'all about to run in here and take our stuff? We are prepared for everything.
Exactly.
Except for these new little blue niggas coming out the water.
We didn't know about them.
We didn't know about them. We weren't ready for them.
So, as Angela Bassett is speaking to the other nations, Okoye and them come in with the people that was trying to break in.
Right.
And she hand delivers them to the French. And she's like, you're welcome.
Right.
And they looking all dry mouthed.
Basically.
Embarrassed.
So, as another group of colonizers are trying to go through, they're using all of these avenues to try to secure the vibranium and to try to infiltrate Wakanda, basically.
Yeah. And
they're going in the water.
So they get this. Remember, they had that machine that could detect vibranium. Because remember, vibranium is supposedly undetectable, but they built a machine that can actually detect vibranium, and they find some underwater.
So I don't know that in the movies, I was confused.
I was like, where?
Because I was like, who has vibranium under the water? Last time I checked, it was right. It was in Wakanda and nowhere else, and Wakanda isn't underwater.
And according to the Wakandans, it was only in Wakanda.
Right. So that's all we've known. So they go and their little the little vibranium machine is going off the charts.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, no, there's vibranium here, so let's find it.
Then two people go up underwater.
Yep.
And they're like, it's glowing. I see it. And then they're like, where is the other dude?
The other dude was gone.
I mean, all you could see was some little shreds.
Because
of wire.
okay, so they were attached to the machine.
Yeah.
But it was like a submarine suit, but they were like attached to it, kind of like a bungee cord, but like more high tech.
Yeah.
And they looked for
the
right. They looked for the other dude, and his cord is cut off, and he is gone. So I'm like, in my head, I'm like, okay, wait. All right, like Wakanda got a under the sea force or
right.
what?
Everybody confused.
So then these people come out of nowhere.
So the lady starts screaming,
right?
And her thing go, she'd get disconnected.
Yep.
Then all of a sudden, everybody started getting attacked by
these blue people. So, what were they called? Namor was his name.
Namor and them?
Yeah, Namor and them. So, Namor and them until we find out what they were called, because I can't think of... Tatokan, something Khan at the end.
All I know is they are of Aztec, like Mexican descent.
Right. So they have a leader, obviously.
Namor. Namor was attractive. He's
so I'm gonna push back on that. He wasn't giving it for me. I feel like the TikTok girlies have been really thirsting over him within the past couple weeks. It's just not giving what for me personally, but like, you know, to each his own. You know, I'd be on my own little. I'm with the M'Baku tribe, you know. To each his own though. So he comes out or whatever. It's a lady in there, and they are in the helicopter. They're trying to get away. It's a lady and a man in the helicopter trying to get away. So they think that they've gotten away. These things.
It is Talokan.
What did I say?
You said it.
Talokan.
You said it right.
Girl, look at me.
Knowing. All right, keep going.
And so they think that they're about to get away in this helicopter, and these fools are like coming out of the water and hopping on the helicopter.
I mean, like jumping out of the water,
taking the helicopter by the tail and swinging it around. What is this?
Who are you? How can you do this?
I'm sitting up in my chair, and the movie's like, wait.
And then they got them things on their faces,
right? So, and then you find out why further in the movie, but it's like, who is this and where did they come from? And they die.
Yeah, they kill all them people.
Yeah, they killed all those people because they thought that they were trying to like infiltrate them, and it's like, okay, no, bye.
Because what are you doing? You can't just see, and that's what colonizers like to do.
Yeah,
they think they done found something. Well, in all actuality, it belongs to someone else.
And then you're trying to take it, but no, like, and then you be mad when they defend themselves. Well, now look at you, dead.
So. Our colonizer from the first movie.
Our friend.
Yeah, our friend. Hold on, y'all. I got y'all. His name is where the white man? Agent Ross.
Yeah.
So Agent Ross is, doing his stuff, thistle running in the forest.
Yep.
And there's like this little bug that keeps following him, but then he realizes
it's a Wakanda vibranium little bee.
Yeah.
And then he follows it, and then Shuri and
Okoye
are there. But this is after. Wait.
I don't even think it was Shuri and. Was it Shuri and Okoye?
It was Shuri and Okoye.
Okay.
It was after he came to visit Shuri and Ramunda by the water.
Okay. So
let's backtrack really quickly.
Right.
So Ramunda was trying to get Shuri to partake in this like ritual of like burning.
Ending the grieving process.
Basically, which was like burning a piece of T'Challa's clothing, right?
It was their mourning clothes.
Their mourning clothes.
Yeah.
Okay, so their white clothes that they were wearing at the funeral, they were supposed to burn that, and then that was supposed to get them through the mourning process or whatever, like end it. And so Shuri was like, I'm not burning that shit. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm not eating that. I'm not burning that. And so then all of a sudden this dude comes out the water or whatever, blue dude. My brother and I were talking about really quickly, like sidetrack. That he wishes that they were a different color because avatars are blue, and it just like messed with his mind a little bit. And I was like, I get that.
I was thinking about that too.
Yeah, I was like, and of course when I saw it, I didn't think Avatar had. I didn't think it was a crossover or nothing like that. No. But I don't know what other color it could have been. But it was like, okay, blue people.
They could have kept them the same color
and just had them have like they could have been like tan or whatever. Namor's color. Yeah. Anyway. So Namor meets them at the shore, and he's like, look, we got vibranium, y'all got vibranium. We need to join forces, or we gonna take y'all out.
I'm a y'all up.
Right. So he was like, either we join together or we're against each other. So make a choice.
And bring me that scientist.
Now.
Stop playing with me.
Now. So.
He said, y'all not going to win because we got more soldiers.
Right. And they did. They definitely have more soldiers, which I don't know how, but.
Because they've been just producing down there.
Yeah, that's true.
Because
nobody been knowing about them, really. So. They're like, nah, we're not doing that. Actually.
Shout out to Angela for, like, being, like, you don't talk to me like that.
No, she was definitely standing her ground. But then also, like, on the back end, Shuri's like, hey, like, we gotta make some moves because we don't know what's gonna happen.
We don't have a protector.
We don't.
We don't have a Black Panther.
We don't have a Black Panther anymore. So, like, we just open to the elements at this point.
Right.
So, Shuri and Okoye was gonna
go by herself.
Yeah, Okoye was gonna go by herself, and then Shuri wanted to go with her or whatever.
But I understand Angela. Angela's like, I lost my husband.
Yeah, everybody did.
My son. I'm not gonna lose my daughter.
Right, and so Okoye was like, Ramunda, I will protect her. Nothing will happen to her. It'll be fine.
And she was like, she needs to get out.
Yeah, and she did. She needed to do something, like, meaningful for Wakanda. Like, it would have helped her healing process.
Yeah, but her mindset was off, too.
It was. The whole movie, it was kind of off.
I mean, like, she also was feeling some type of way because her daughter was, like, she knew her daughter was not processing her grief properly.
Right.
She was
so it's a lot of, like, internal elements that are going on in the film, too, as as the external is turning the hell up.
Internal, external conflict.
No, for sure. So
also, shout out to Shuri's outfits. The whole, like, her haircut, everything.
Her haircut was so giving.
That's what I thought my haircut was gonna give, but it didn't.
It did give that.
Oh well. I relaxed my hair. Anyway, go ahead.
So, Shuri and Okoye, they go to a college campus. So basically, they find out that there's a college student that is, like, before her time, ahead of her time. At MIT, that's like
19-year-old.
Right, that's like building these, like, government official machines. And they're like, no, we need to go rescue her because they gonna be on her tail.
Her name is her name in the movie is Riri Williams.
Right.
Yeah.
What's her real name in real life?
Her name is Dominique Thorne.
Dominique Thorne. Okay. She's also a Delta. Shout out. Ooh.
Her line sisters did come to.
Mm-hmm. That's how I found it on TikTok. I was like, wow. And she was great in the film. She played her part. She did good. It gave the same energy as, like, when you saw Keke Palmer in Nope, and it's like, Keke played that. Yeah. Like, this girl played that.
Yeah.
And so they go to this girl, Riri, and at MIT.
Who else goes to MIT?
Who else?
MJ from Spider-Man.
You know, you show right.
Y'all know this about to be a crossover, right?
Let's just talk about how her Marvel knowledge is way better than mine. I'm like, who the hell went to MIT? I don't know. I'm a Spider-Man girly. I'm an Iron Man girly. I'm a Black Panther girly. Anything else?
MJ got into MIT.
She did get into MIT.
And you know, baby girl finna get her own show, right?
Yeah, she should.
So you know, Zendaya finna pop up on the show.
It's gonna be great. Mark her words, y'all. You heard it here first.
Heard it first.
So they go to MIT to rescue Riri, basically. Mm-hmm. And so Riri shook. Because, well, Okoye's like, I'm going in or whatever. And Shuri's like, you doing a lot. You real aggressive. You got the ash on your head.
She was like, is this too much? The right shade?
Bro,
Fenty.
Bro, funny. Like, the comedic,
relief?
Yeah, comic relief. That's what I was trying to say. The comic relief of this film was also really good, too.
It wasn't forced.
It wasn't forced. It was very organic.
It
is, ain't it? We're having today a lavender mimosa. It's something else in it. I can't remember what else is in it, but it's really good. Mm-hmm. So they go and Shuri's like, let me do it. Like, I look like a college student. Like, let me just blend in. And she did. Yeah. Swagged out. Let's talk about it real quick.
Her jumpsuit, her little
jumpsuit was live.
Yeah.
So she went to her room and told her to hush and was like, look.
She recognized her off rip.
Yeah, she did. She was like, look, these niggas are coming for you. And you need to come with me. And she's like, what are you talking about? Like, no, I'm not going nowhere with y'all. I got class, right. So they end up talking her into it. They're like, look, because Okoye, like, walked out. First of all, when did Okoye get in the room?
She said, you told me I could go by myself.
She said, I gave you 5. She said, I said 5 minutes and I gave you 6. So,
oh girl, she threw that thing and Okoye immediately
swiped it, sliced it with the little vibranium
You
sword she
broke
got.
a spear?
It was just like, what? And she was like, look.
They used reverse psychology on her.
Yeah, they did. They said you could leave conscious or unconscious. So make a choice.
And they were like, you know what? Stay. And when Namor comes, you can fight him off yourself.
Right. And she was like, no, I'm going with y'all. So
they leave.
They went back to her lab.
Yeah, they did. She had to go get her stuff.
Right, she had to go get her stuff. So they went back to the lab. And so that's when they were able to see all of the devices that she was building for years. So she's like really ahead of her time. Like
She built her first thing at like 3.
Right. And so just like a genius. Like a Shuri, but like not Wakandan. Like basically.
Yeah.
And so
Black excellence.
Right. So they're in this like garage. And Shuri's little robot friend, what's her name? I feel like she got a name.
I was about to call the thing Jarvis that's Iron Man's thing.
That is Iron
But it's like
Man's
her
thing.
artificial intelligence buddy.
I
don't know. I don't know the name.
I was thinking of what Plankton called his little robot wife, but
Karen.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, well, that's not what it's called. But anyway, her robot was like, basically, the feds is closing in on y'all, so y'all need to figure it out. My favorite scenes of Black Panther are like the car chase scenes, or like when somebody's trying to get them scenes and they trying to get away scenes. Them scenes be so live. I be locked in. It's giving Fast and Furious, but better. It's so good.
Realistic.
Yeah, it's very realistic.
So they had to split up. Shuri got on the motorcycle. And then Riri had been working on that car, and that's what Okoye took. And Riri had built this like Iron Man suit.
Man, that could fly.
Yes. So she was having a great time with the suit. So they all split up.
She was like, "I'll take the suit." Shuri took the motorcycle, and then Okoye took the car. And Okoye turned the manual drive on, so she turned the automatic driving off. Yeah, because she wanted to drive herself.
First of all, I don't know how to drive a stick.
I don't either, and she did well until she didn't. But
she also had that spear,
right?
And she was, how you using
a spear as a brake? Girl, they be making stuff up, and I just be like, wow, it makes sense to me at this point. So they fighting off the feds. They trying to outrun the feds, right? And
tearing up the city while doing this. Marvel loves tearing up a city.
They do.
Well, they get on the bridge. Namor and them pop up.
Yep. So it's about 6 of them, and they big as hell.
He sends his
big and blue.
He sends his like right hand people.
Right.
And the real big dude, he is like going 1-on-1 with Okoye. Now Okoye like tears up the little ones, knocks them out, and then he.
But you think that she killed them because she's like sticking her spear in them, but they get right back the hell up.
That was so. I was like
what? I was like, oh, so they're invincible. What y'all gonna do?
You can't die.
Like, what are y'all gonna do?
I don't know.
I was there like, dang, like these niggas don't die. What are y'all about to do?
So right when he was about to kill Okoye, he was like, you're not even worth the. No, who was he about to kill? It was Okoye, right? Yeah. He was like, you're not even worth the
energy basically to kill you.
So, Riri is knocked out. She got knocked out or whatever. So she just laying on the ground.
Right.
And so when they get ready to kidnap
Shuri,
Shuri's like, take me.
Right? Oh yeah, because they wanted Riri essentially.
Yeah.
But she was like, just take me.
So they took both.
They took both.
When your plan backfires.
No, they took both of them.
So she goes with them. And when Okoye, they have these water grenades that when
those were cool as hell.
Yeah. I would hate to be around that.
Yeah, same. But it basically like they throw it lands, and then or it might not land, but it instead of like a grenade, it's like water, so you're gonna drown and die.
Condensed,
condensed tidal wave.
It's almost like And so when he threw it at Okoye got knocked off the bridge.
Yep.
Into the water. So by the time she came to, Shuri and Riri were gone.
Right, they had taken them. So now Okoye got to go back to Wakanda and tell Ramunda that she done lost her daughter.
After you told me not
to take her. After you told her not to take her, but then also after you reassured me that you were going to keep my baby safe. That scene was gut-wrenching.
She got demoted, y'all.
She got demoted and she got fired basically. So she was no longer a warrior. You know, the badass warriors with the red, the spear. She had to turn to her spear. She had to do all that.
And she like begged. She was like, I will do anything.
No, she was like, let me go find her. And she was like, no.
And she even brought up, she said, I put a spear to my own husband. I didn't know they was married. I thought they was just dating.
Daniel.
She was like, I put a spear. This is referring to the first movie, to my own husband's like neck for Wakanda. Ramonda was like, okay,
and I don't care.
My baby is gone.
Get out.
So
yeah, that was a really sad scene. Because,
oh my god.
I mean, she's been a warrior for Wakanda her entire life. Basically.
Her entire, like, she gave everything.
Right.
So then, the FBI agents are at the scene of the crime, and Agent Ross finds the beads.
Right.
And so he like hurries up, runs over there, and puts them in his pocket, because he's like
trying to figure out what's going on behind the scenes, but also not trying to let the lady who was with him, who was his ex-wife.
His ex-wife.
Yeah, his ex-wife was trying to like infiltrate basically what he was trying to do.
So ultimately, Wakanda is being blamed for the death of those scientists at the very beginning.
Right.
They're thinking that Wakanda is attacking people, and they don't know about Namor, because Namor was like, if Wakanda tells anybody about us, because he wants to keep his people a secret, he said, if y'all tell anything about us, I'm gonna kill all y'all.
Yeah.
And so,
which was an added element too, because they really honored that. They really was like, dang, like if I say something, then she's gonna die, so I can't say anything.
Every time Agent
so they literally had to like figure it out themselves.
Every time Agent Ross was like, okay, what's going on? And they were like,
well, we can't really.
We're not at liberty to say right now. So, and shout out to Agent Ross for really trying to work with them too.
No, he was,
and they saved his life.
Yeah, he been solid. So yeah,
he a real one. So So Ramonda is talking with the artificial intelligence that belongs to Shuri, and she's like, find my daughter.
Yeah.
So they track her
beads, and then they find Agent Ross, right.
So, and it was funny because the beads started going off when he was in the car.
And then he acted like he was answering his phone instead of the beads. I was like,
for another
clever.
girl. He was like, hey, baby.
No, literally. Like,
she was
what?
like, okay, I'll get out.
Right.
So he talks to Ramonda, and he's like, what's going on? They're blaming it on you. And she's like, we can't really say, but I mean, do you know where Shuri is? He was like, I don't know.
Yeah, because her beads weren't even like, her tracking device was separated from her, so they couldn't even do nothing about that.
But luckily, she still had the earrings.
Right.
So Ramonda is like, there's only one person I can turn to that I know for a fact can find my baby.
Right.
And that's when we come to Lupita.
Right. So Lupita is being a teacher in Haiti.
Yep.
Haiti. Yeah,
I'm now thinking, have we been saying it wrong?
I feel like we might be saying it wrong. Haitians, tap in. Tell us how to say Haiti for real.
Is it Haiti?
That's how they were saying it in the film. I was like, oh, is that how you're supposed to say it?
I like that.
I do too.
So, first of all, Lupita looks so good. Did you see how thick she got?
Thick. Thicker than a bolo.
Like, I was looking at her back and her booty.
No, like, she has the body of a goddess. Like, her body is amazing.
Got the body of a goddess. Okay. So, she's a teacher in Haiti. She's at, it's like this, I don't even know what to call it. It's like a private school, but like for underprivileged kids, because
but it's basically like she's found her new home, right? Yes. Mind you.
And she wasn't at the funeral.
Right, she was not at the funeral. T'Challa died, and she was nowhere to be found.
Her baby,
her man,
the love of her life, my man.
And so she wasn't there. So I was thinking about that, and I was like, dang, that kind of sucks. But also, like, I don't know what she was feeling, like, so I couldn't really, like, judge her on that, like, but also, we didn't know the backstory, right? We'll get to that in a second.
We will.
So, Ramonda goes out there in a bomb-ass fit, like she always does, and...
Looking like the queen she is.
Like, I was just really, really impressed by her outfits. Like, they were great.
Ruth Carter?
Yeah, iconic. Yeah.
All right, keep going.
So, I know we keep stopping on that, but girl, I was just like, dang.
You look
good. So she goes to Lupita. What's Lupita's name in Black Panther? Nakia. And is like, look, Shuri's missing. You the only person that can get her back. I need you to do it. And she's like, I don't do that no more. And she begged her, and she ended up doing it. This is where the story for me personally turned up, because at this point, okay, so also in the midst of her trying to get people to find Shuri is down there getting to know Namor a little bit more deeply and about like his culture and like how he came to be, basically.
She's literally in an underwater cave with Riri.
Right.
And they're being taken care of.
Yeah, they're not being tortured or anything. Yeah, nice clothes. They had eaten, like they weren't being tortured at all. But They didn't know that, but they were being taken care of. Yeah.
Because he didn't. I mean, ultimately, he was like, "We're here. I get it."
Yeah.
Like,
and so he was trying to explain to her what he was trying to accomplish by kidnapping them, but also like joining forces with Wakanda.
And he gives his backstory.
Right. And so his backstory is basically the mom.
So his mama was pregnant with him.
Right.
And the colonizers came like they usually do,
right,
and brought disease,
right,
and it was wiping out their whole tribe,
right.
And so they came across this plant, and somebody had, like they do, they grinded it up and was like, drink it. Yeah. So everybody drank it. His mom was like, I don't want to drink this because what if it hurts my baby? They told her, your baby's already dying.
Yeah, so you need to drink it so we can live.
So everybody drank it. They all passed out. They woke up with blue skin, couldn't breathe. They jumped in the water.
They turned into
They
fish,
literally had
basically.
gills.
Yeah. So they all migrate to the sea, and now they're living there.
And she gives birth.
But
he's the first one born of this.
Right. He's the first one born after the fact that everybody has changed DNA, basically.
Yeah.
And so he is the only one with wings on his ankles, and the only one that can operate in and out of water.
Yeah,
without a mask.
Yeah.
So, like a mutation. Basically.
But he doesn't have.
He was a mutation of a mutation.
So he's basically a mutant.
Yeah.
He really is. X-Men coming in. Here we go. It's all coming together.
These are the connections that I didn't make because I don't be thinking about that. But I see it now, though.
Yeah.
It makes sense. So that's his origin story or whatever. And from then on.
Oh, and he go to bury his mama and he see how the people are slaves.
Right.
And he tear all them people up.
Right.
And then that's where he gets his name Namor. It's like a child. It's Spanish, I believe, for a child without love or without love. So he was like, my enemies call me Namor. But his name is like King of Talukan. But yeah.
So yeah, origin story was like, all right, I get it. So like obviously there's some vengeance that he wants to be his, but also he doesn't want the colonizers that colonize his land to come down there. But also he knows that the colonizers are also trying to colonize Wakanda. So he's like, look, join forces with me and let's take these niggas out.
So he takes her and she sees the whole.
I was just praying, y'all, in this moment that this wasn't going to turn into a love story because that was really going to piss me off. And it didn't. It didn't turn into a love story, but I was irritated because I was just like, you look like you got googly eyes and you about to piss me off, Shuri. Don't do that.
Shuri's
Did you feel that?
No.
That's what I'm saying.
Shuri was giving.
I feel like they were trying to hint or set that up.
He was in love with that other lady.
What other lady?
That died.
Okay, well, she's dead. He needs somebody else.
Okay, first of all, I wanted to bring up the funny part.
What funny
where
part?
He was like, if you go down there, your bones will be immediately crushed.
Oh, yeah.
He was like, you're going to die in 0.5 seconds. But we have a suit.
Yes, that was funny. Another funny moment that we glanced over or we missed was when M'Baku called Okoye a bald-headed demon.
Oh my god.
Bro, the way that I screamed, it was the accent and it was the timing. It was perfect. We love a big, beautiful, black bearded man with a sense of humor that reads the Bible.
What did he say? Shut up, you bald-headed demon.
Yes, he said, you bald-headed. Shut up, you bald-headed demon. I was like, huh?
Oh, also, Riri had brought up the fact that Okoye's hair was ashy.
It was ashy.
And she was like...
She felt offended, but it's like, girl, we're trying to help you out.
She bought the wrong shade of Fenty, y'all. That's what it was.
And it's fine. Okay, so
I gotta go get color matched.
Right. So we're in. That's what we're doing today. Actually, we're going to Sephora after this. Anyway. So yeah.
So all the while, remember Namor was like, if your mama sends somebody, if I see one Wakandan down here besides you, I'm gonna tear up the whole Wakanda.
Yeah.
So she was like, okay.
But she also couldn't tell them to not come. She had no way to communicate for them to stay put because they will murk us.
And doing what Nakia does best, she found her.
Yeah, she did find her.
She swam down. Well, she swam to a ship, to a little personalized individual ship thing.
Right.
And she got down there, and she she was rescuing Riri and Shuri, and she killed one of the people.
Yep, on accident.
It was on purpose, but like
it was.
She just was doing her job.
Yeah, she was just trying to get them safe.
And that lady, she was like, I mean, the other lady had saw Nakia and was like, attack. So technically, Nakia was attacked first, but as soon as Namor, and the distraction was Angela Bassett had summoned Namor up to the surface to talk to him.
Yeah.
And that's when he got word that they fighting down here.
Yeah. So that really started the initial smoke between Wakanda and Talokan.
Mm-hmm. So Shuri and them make it back.
Right.
And, Ramonda's hugging all over Shuri. She's just super relieved. But Namor and them are preparing to...
Yeah, so they're on their tail, basically. So they wasn't in Wakanda long before they was knocking at their door.
He goes to his throne.
Right.
All them people do the little symbol.
Yeah, they have a little symbol.
And he puts that thing on his head, and he was like, I'm locked in. I'm ready to... I'm finna tear y'all up.
Yeah. So they go, infiltrate Wakanda. First of all, I wasn't even understanding completely how they even got in Wakanda. But, water. Obviously, yeah, the water. That's the only way they could have done it. But they have so much power in number that they really couldn't prepare for that. Mm. And they have weapons that they don't use.
And it's hard to fight somebody
with your own weapons
who got the same vibranium as you.
Right.
So that's also something that the mama or that Shuri was trying to figure out. They're over here like, okay, how do we fight somebody who has the same vibranium as us? They're the same, like, they got the same strength as us, the same weapons. Like, there's nothing we can really do. And so they're like blown. Remember the water grenades?
Yeah.
And why did that remind me of the civil rights movement when everybody was getting hit with those water hoses?
That's probably a parallel that they wanted to paint.
Ryan Coogler. Good job.
He's iconic.
He's like Jordan Peele, but like very from the Bay.
Yeah, very, very from the Bay.
So they're getting torn up, and I'm gonna have a freaking cold sore behind touching
girl.
Like,
so they are getting attacked by everybody,
and then here M'Baku thinking like, let's just kill him. Let's kill the fish man.
Right. And it's an easy fix, ideally, but also their numbers are crazy. And they have what we have, so we can't...
And he can fly.
So what y'all gonna do about that? Ultimately, it ended in a water grenade. I feel like they threw multiple water grenades at the palace. Mm-hmm. And Queen Ramunda and Riri were taken under by those water grenades.
Like they flooded that whole
like the room where they be like deliberating and all that stuff. So that was where they were standing, and they wiped them out.
So Ramunda, first of all, M'Baku gets punched in the chest extra hard, and that's what he did. He got humbled.
He did get humbled.
He said, "Ooh."
No, he said, "Ooh."
It knocked the wind out.
No, he really did. And it's like, dang, nah, okay, you pipe down. We got other stuff to do over here.
So Nakia, they're trying to save the Wakandans, like the regular civilians.
Right.
The other people who are flying, they're getting tore up. No one's dying, but people are
they just
hurt.
like, it's like a battle, basically.
Right.
And so Riri and Ramunda are like unconscious.
And then Ramunda wakes up.
Right. And
Riri's still unconscious.
Right. And so Ramunda swims to save Riri, takes her back to air, and
all the while, when you get knocked out, and you're underwater, you already are lacking oxygen.
Right.
So she literally uses her dying breath to save Riri.
Right.
Well, Riri's still unconscious too.
Right.
But when Riri is above the surface, Ramunda is literally
Ramunda is literally like face down, and they resuscitate Riri, but they are not able to resuscitate Ramunda, which is Angela Bassett's character. So she dies.
I thought it was cool how they put the beads, and the beads were like doing the...
Yeah. The beads were doing the...
Defibrillator?
Defibrillator. Is it a defibrillator?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they were trying to do essentially like chest compressions.
Heart, yeah.
Right. And it wasn't working. So that was another tragedy in the film. And it was like right in the middle of the film too, so it was like, dang, like
nobody was expecting this.
Nobody can say that they were expecting.
Died.
Yeah. Angela Bassett died in the movie.
So Angela Bassett dies. Riri comes back to life. First of all, I feel super bad for Okoye because you had this horrible falling out with her.
Yeah, so you couldn't even reconcile that.
So you never got a chance to get that back together. Wakanda is being tore up right now.
Right.
And then Shuri just lost her dad, her brother, and her mama.
Right. Hate to hear.
And so she has to immediately go back into another
period
ceremony,
of mourning. Yeah.
Period of mourning. But I really like M'Baku, the way he was like.
M'Baku is a key character.
He is as funny as he is. He was like, your brother told me to give you counsel.
Yeah.
And I mean, are the people, you're in charge now, and the people need to know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Shuri was like,
I don't got it for y'all.
I don't know what you want me to say.
Right.
Don't know what you want me to do.
Which I couldn't even imagine being in that position. Like, I can think about something happening to my mom and my brother, and I'll bawl. Back to. And
I'm going with y'all.
No,
what you mean?
See y'all soon.
Like, it's gonna be a family reunion
because I'm not staying here.
When they say people die of a broken heart,
I'm out.
Me.
See y'all later.
I'm
gonna wake y'all on the flip.
Wake up dead. So she's mourning, and Baku is just basically like, he basically is like, you have got to figure out what you're gonna do for your people.
Yeah. And
so all the while, Namor is still like pissed.
Yeah.
Because y'all over here protecting this scientist that needs to die.
Yeah.
There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We need to kill her because she did something wrong. Granted, she's a 19-year-old girl. She didn't know what she was doing.
Right. She didn't know who she was getting smoke with.
She didn't even know. When she designed this, she did it for a project. Her professor is the one who took it and was like, hey, y'all.
Look at this.
This can find vibranium.
Right.
So it wasn't even her fault.
They should have been trying to find her and kill her.
Right. So finally, Shuri
is broken.
But she's in her lab, right?
Yeah, so she's in her lab, and she's trying to figure out next steps as to what we're gonna do about the telecon, because now everybody that I care about is dead.
And Nakia is there, and she's just like, okay,
like trying to rationally think about next steps in the midst of my mental turmoil and angst.
So Riri and Nakia are talking, and Riri's like, I lost my dad.
Yeah.
Like, I know what it's like to lose somebody you love. And so, but as you can see, Riri she's still moving on with her life.
Right.
And so two minds come together.
Right.
And that's when they realized, because Namor gave Shuri a necklace that had the vibranium, the meteor, like
a piece of the meteor.
It was something that belonged to his mom.
I mean, it was a bracelet.
Yes, it was what belonged to his mama. And so he gave it to, which is why I see why you felt like.
That's why I was like, y'all giving gifts and stuff. I'm not here for it. Shuri, stand up.
Weak in the knees. So her and Riri are like bouncing ideas off of each other, and then Shuri talks to her AI, her artificial intelligence, and she's like, scan this and see and compare it to my brother's DNA and see, can we do something with this?
Right. Because
Riri was like, I mean, if this got the same stuff as the herb,
then we could make some stuff shake.
And
they were able to.
The AI is like, yeah, it's a match.
Right.
So Nakia is like, okay, when you create this synthetic herb, how do we know it works? And Shuri's like, if it glows.
Right.
And so they create it and it glows.
glows.
I love Lupita's reaction to that too. She's always like, yes, like I love it. And so obviously they grind it up. It's just them three in there. They lay Shuri on the table. And
so if you recall in the first film, when they're trying to like connect with their ancestors, they lay down and they do this ritual and they drink this blue.
It's like the ground up
herb basically. So they drink it and then they have like the little.
It hurts.
Yeah, it like hurts them, but they essentially get to like visit their ancestors.
And it's the ancestor that they need to talk to.
Right. So it's only one. It's not that they go to the family reunion. It's only one ancestor that I guess the rest of the ancestors say, you know, you who they need to talk to right now.
So T'Challa spoke with his father.
Right.
Because he was really upset behind his dad being killed by Bucky.
Mm-hmm.
So Shuri drinks it. She goes into the... First of all, she's underwater. But then when she comes out the water, she's completely dry.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know how they did that. But she comes out the water, and so she's in the palace area.
Yeah, so she's in the palace area anticipating to see what I'm sure she thought was
Maybe
her
mom.
mother or her brother.
I knew she wasn't going to see her brother.
No, it wasn't going to be her brother. Logically, it couldn't have been her brother. But, so I'm pretty sure she thought she was going to see her mom. She turned the corner, and Killmonger is sitting right there.
Where you come from?
Like
Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan with lengthy dreads, might I add, looking scrumdiddly okay?
He was looking
He
good.
did
And
look
he still
good.
had the grill.
And he still had the grill.
Woo! Okay, y'all, I'm not as hardcore of a Michael B. Jordan fan as I used to be. Because
Yeah, she used to be kind of insane.
I've been delivered from my ways, and I realized it was never going to be me. But he looked so good.
No, he looked really good. And you know, I'm not
He
even a
was
Michael B.
all
Jordan
white.
girly.
Because Michael B. Jordan is a little cringe.
Yeah, he is a little cringe.
And he don't
But no,
he don't like us.
Michael B. Jordan is cringe. Killmonger is not cringe.
Okay, fair.
That's what it is.
Okay. So, he's like, what's up, little cousin?
And we were like, nah.
I verbally said in the movie, I said, what the hell? Out
And I
loud.
said, absolutely not. That's literally what I said. Absolutely not. Because what? And then I realized, like, that is one of her ancestors.
But she was like, what are you doing here? Like, she's over. Shuri was like, who the...
Beside herself. Like, she was like, wait, no, this can't be right.
He was like, you gonna be like me and handle business? Or you gonna be like your brother and be noble? She like, don't bring my brother up.
It was a very emotional. And I'm just like, ooh, but he talking facts, though, because...
He's like, what you finna do? You gonna protect Wakanda?
Because she wanted answers as to how she was going to go about this battle with the Telecon.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, Killmonger gonna give her the hardcore... beat them niggas up combo.
Kill them.
Right, kill them all. And so she comes out of that moment, out of the...
At her little ritual.
Yeah, so she wakes up from basically, like, seeing the ancestral plane, I guess, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And she's shook, to say the least.
Nakia's like, who did you see? No one. I didn't see anyone.
And it's like, girl, you lying.
And Riri over here like, I don't even know what's going on.
No, literally, she's, like... oblivious to all of this.
So she's like, it didn't. So Shuri's like, it didn't work.
Right.
And they gonna punch something through the wall.
So she has now like Black Panther
She
strength.
is now the Black Panther.
Right.
And when Riri was like, I want some of that.
Right. No, for real. Let me drink some.
Here.
So she punched something. What was it?
Girl, I think she had punched a speaker, a table,
A mannequin or something.
Something.
Yeah, but she punched it and it like went flying across the room. So it was like, oh shit,
He
it
was
did
like,
work.
it did work.
So who did you see? But we'll get back
But
to
she
that
won't
later.
tell her.
Right, she won't tell her obviously because she was embarrassed.
I would have been embarrassed too.
Yeah.
And I would have felt like it didn't work. I would have felt like something was wrong with me. Because
Right.
why am I seeing a villain?
Right.
And it's crazy how if you are Wakandan, you are going to go to the land of the ancestors.
Yeah.
And it don't. It's
Crazy.
Also, fun fact, Easter egg. Back to the first one. Killmonger's dad was in that apartment. Remember when he went to the ancestors, but there were bars on the window that kept him away from the other ancestors.
Right.
Because he wasn't allowed to return.
Right. I remember seeing that part actually. I'm glad you brought that up.
So
The little things.
yes. Okay. So Shuri comes back. Shuri goes to the room with the suits, and she gets suited and booted.
Yep. And she has a badass new Black Panther costume, and it looks fire.
It does. Even
It
though
looks
she
so
is
good.
real thin.
No, she's real thin.
Like itty bitty.
She's very small. But the suit was fire though.
Absolutely, the helmet,
Mhm.
everything. So she goes to, I believe, was it M'Baku's?
Yeah.
She goes because all the people went to, because Wakanda was destroyed, they had to go to M'Baku's place of living, which he lives in the snow.
Right.
And so everybody's like, what do we do? What do we do? What are we gonna do? And M'Baku was like, y'all need to chill out.
Right.
Y'all are guests. First of all, it's one of those like, how long y'all gonna be here?
Right.
Because this is a lot.
Cause I'm tired.
So Shuri pops up looking all Black Panther-y.
Yeah.
She pulls up, takes her helmet off, and she like, we gonna kill Namor and them,
Yep.
basically.
So that's what was about to happen.
She riles them up.
So suit up.
Yeah. She like, this what needs to be done. This what's gonna happen. I'm the Black Panther now. What is it? Mbambe.
I think so.
Yeah, you know, Wakanda Forever. She's ready.
Right.
She riles them up. They're like, all right, and everybody's like, because they didn't have Black Panther for so long.
So they're shook, but they're also like, all right, we about to ride out.
Period. So.
And then M'Baku's kind of standing there like, girl. But he fell in line too, though.
He was like, I got you.
Yeah.
Because you probably could tear. Oh, they did an arm wrestle. That's what it was. That's when he respected her. He put, they did the arm wrestle and she won. First of all, she's like 20 pounds.
No, yeah, literally.
And he's like 200. So she won. And he was like, all right, cool. I respect you. So, Riri, Nakia, everybody's suiting up. She grabs Okoye, and she had told Okoye about this suit that she had created. Mm-hmm. And Okoye, she's like, Okoye hates the suit. She's like, this is ugly. It keeps getting uglier.
But wasn't it ugly though?
It looked like
a fish.
A
suit,
fish
or like a
mouse bunny.
Yeah, it just wasn't giving.
It was blue and it was ugly, but it did what it had to do.
It did.
And she asked, she said, "How many of these suits do you have?" Mm-hmm. And so I was like, what she mean by that?
For the Warriors, right?
It was for her and the other girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. And shout out to the LGBTQ plus representation in the movie as well.
There was, yeah, for sure.
Very small, but it was there. So Riri and Riri and Shuri come up with that plan about, they were like, how does Namor survive without being in the water?
Right.
He doesn't have the thing on his face. So when the people in the water, they have something on their gills and something on their face that allows them to breathe in the water. Mm-hmm. It's like these masks that are like, that have water in them. But they're like, but Namor don't have that.
Right.
So they were like,
how do we defeat him, basically? And they came to the conclusion that they needed to dry him out. Because
he literally, anytime he is getting ready to like whoop somebody, he goes back in the water
and then comes
back out, and that's him absorbing the oxygen from the water on his skin.
Right. But if they fight in, say, a desert,
right,
then he's not going to be as powerful because he doesn't have there's no moisture.
None.
Yeah.
So they lure him and his people.
Mm-hmm.
They're on a ship.
So they're on a ship, and the Telecon, they come up, and
that was scary.
Yeah, it was, because they're looking down on it, because they gave us an aerial view in the film. Mm-hmm. So looking down on it, it's like Wakanda is like waiting for them to come on the boat, and they're like crawling out of the water like some ants. Blue roaches.
Yeah, no.
I'm like, ugh.
So they're crawling up. First of all, the fact that y'all can crawl up
with your hands, like with some
Spider-Man
fins or something, I don't know.
And then also, like, they got these killer whales.
Yeah. Oh, they be traveling on the whales. That was blowing me every time. No, they would picture a whale.
Which one?
I don't know.
The black and white one, right?
They have black and white ones, but they also had like the gray ones too.
First of all, that's scary.
I'm not getting by no whale. I'm not riding no whale.
I'm not doing this.
I'm not in the water with no whale.
I'm not in the water at all.
So
in the middle of the ocean.
It's like 10-15 traveling.
Just holding on.
Traveling via whaleback. And it's like, what are y'all doing? What I appreciate about the film is that, like, I would have never guessed to have them traveling by whales.
I mean, they are the Aquaman, DC. They are the Aquaman of Marvel.
I get it. But I just would have never thought about that. Also, never have seen Aquaman, so...
Neither have I. I just know Aquaman be talking to them animals.
Right. So they rolling up on they dolphins and whales and whatever, and they start crawling up the boat, and they start battling or whatever.
Fighting.
Yeah. So, obviously, Black Panther fight scenes are top tier. I have no complaints about that. But at the same time, Shuri is trying to lure Namor to a desert. Onto that ship, because the heat on the ship, and then drive him out to the desert. Oh yeah, and he got on the ship.
He did.
And they cut up the heat. And so he was already dried out before they even got to the desert. They go out to the desert, and Shuri is tearing his ass up.
Whooping him.
Yeah.
So Ironheart is also doing her thing with her brand new suit.
Period.
Because, she was in the lab with Wakanda, and, she got access to tools she ain't never had before. Mm-hmm. So she got her brand new suit. She tearing them up. She's saving the Wakandans who are getting beat up. She's going underwater, pulling the ones who are getting...
Right.
By the way, that is terrifying to fight people who can breathe underwater.
Like, what does that even mean?
You can get dragged underwater.
Right.
And just drown me.
Yeah.
So, now I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Wakanda's getting beat up, and it's going from this to this.
Yeah, so you can see, like I said, they gave us the aerial view, so you can see Wakandans dwindling. Mm-hmm. And it's like, it's not looking too good for us, y'all.
So Shuri finally gets Namor to
the desert,
and he starts stabbing the ship, which is messing the heat system up. So she's like, direct us quicker to the desert. So they get to the desert and they crash.
Yep.
And Namor is still trying to fight her.
Yeah, but he's getting weaker by the moment though.
So then there comes a final blow. Namor stabs Shuri literally through the stomach.
Yeah. Ooh.
I thought she was done.
I thought she was done too, because it was a very center of mass stab, and it was like, nah, she's done for.
So as she's like kind of dying, her mom appears. And says the same thing she said to T'Challa. Show them who you are. Now remember, Killmonger was like, are you gonna be noble like your brother and let him live?
Or are you gonna kill these
or
people like me?
What's up?
Right.
So she literally breaks the spear, pulls herself off, and like limps. And Namor's trying to get back to the water because he thinks he kills her.
Yeah.
So he's like, I need moisture. So he's like,
crawling to the water.
And so Shuri like jumps and leaps in front of him, and she's like, Wakanda forever. And the heat thing, the exhaust thing from the ship, literally burns his back to a crisp.
Yep.
He doesn't die. But she grabs the spear.
And she's contemplating if she's going to stab him with the spear and end it. Right. I can't even lie. In that moment, I wanted her to stab him right up.
Baby, I would have stabbed him all in
fish on a skewer. Stab him, okay?
Like,
fry him on up good.
So, she tells him, like, yield, surrender.
Yeah.
And then she's like, surrender, and
we're good. Like, we can go back to our separate, we can, everything will be well, but I need you to yield. I need you to surrender so we don't have to do this again.
So, he does.
Yeah, he yields.
And right when they're about to kill the rest of the Wakandans.
Yeah, because
it was like 6 of them.
It was like 6 of them left.
So, they're literally on the edge of the ship about to get, like, murked.
Yeah.
Namor and Shuri pull up, and he basically,
tells them to surrender.
And so they bow, they do their symbol, and he's like, we'll leave.
Yeah.
And
that was it.
Yeah. And so, also, by the way, the FBI had been found out that what was going on between Agent Ross and Wakanda because his wife had bugged the beads.
Yeah.
Anyway,
she was lame.
That pissed me off, that scene. She said, what about the beads? We bugged the beads since before you even got them.
Yep.
Anyway, so then we fast forward to Shuri actually going through with the ritual that her mom tried to get her to do.
Right. And she's doing that in Haiti.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's in Haiti.
So she flies back. I don't know if she flew back with Nakia.
Yeah.
Or if she just went out there to get away from Wakanda, but she goes out there, she has her clothes that she was mourning with.
Those flashbacks?
The flashbacks was killing me.
I started crying all over again.
Yeah. I cried 3 times during that movie. And so she has her clothes and she's burning them, and it's like the flashbacks are like back to back to back to back to back. Her and her brother and all the things that we had seen in the first film, and then also some things that I feel like we hadn't seen. Just like going through her mind or whatever. And so she's like smiling, but she's also crying, so it's just like a lot of conflict. I'm getting chills talking about it right now. But yeah, it was a very, very powerful scene to end the movie with.
So the movie ends, and then of course Marvel has post-credit scenes.
And if you don't, now you do.
Cause don't you ever in your life
I know your mama raised all in a barn, but around here we have some decorum. So stay at the end of the Marvel movie until the lights come on and the movie is completely over, and then y'all can leave. Okay, so then we see Lupita walking up with a little boy, and immediately everybody in the theater is like, oh, I knew. I didn't. I knew immediately because I said, ain't no reason why she's walking up with this baby. And I was like, that's why she's so thick. Because she done had a baby. So, I didn't think that. I'm thinking that, I don't know, she done found some Haitian man and had a baby. Hell no. I don't know. No. Anyway, I didn't think, my mind didn't go to T'Challa first. So, the movie ends with her bringing the little boy down to the river. He's so cute. He's about 6, yeah. And she basically says, like, tell her your name or whatever.
He says his
He says his Haitian name.
Yeah, but then that's when Nakia's like, "This is me and your brother. We did not want to raise him around the pressures of being a part of Wakanda and being royalty. So we raised him out here." And she's like, "Does my mom know him? Has he met my mom? Did he ever meet my mom?" And she's like, "Yes."
Yeah.
And so Sherry's just like
in the dark.
Right.
Like, she's like, damn, like, I knew nothing of this. And so they asked him his name. He said his Haitian name. And then he said...
She said something in Wakandan.
Wakandan. And then he said T'Challa.
He said, "My name is
Prince T'Challa, son of King T'Challa." I was like, what the heck? No, literally. And Shuri is, like, crying. And she's happy because, like, ideally, the lineage is still there. Like, ideally, she thought that she had lost everything, but she literally has a nephew who is still living, who, ultimately probably will be...
Who knew his father.
Yeah.
Who knows his roots. Who also had... And that's also why she didn't go to the funeral, because they had their own memorial for him.
That was the best hands... And I ain't seen a lot of Marvel credits. Let me be clear about that. But I will venture off to say...
She leaving.
Not even that I be leaving, but I don't go see Marvel movies.
Oh, yeah.
So, the ones that I've seen the credits of those. But this is the best credit I have seen, after credit that I have seen from a Marvel movie. And so I was really pleased by that. And then, if you stay to the end, it said something like the Black Panther will return or something like that. Which means another movie, which we're excited about. Period.
Probably won't be out till like 2024, but that's okay.
Girl, 2028. You know how they be taking a long time.
They better not pull an Avatar.
Look.
So that's Wakanda Forever, y'all.
Such a good movie.
Oh my god.
Obviously it's 5 clinks. Like, what? Period. And yeah, we were really happy about starting this season with that movie. Such a powerful film. Beautifully shot, beautifully made. Actresses top tier. And so yeah,
I'm excited to see where the story goes. Shout out to
Me
Ryan
too.
Coogler for always doing his thing and being respectful to the life of the culture, the life of Chadwick Boseman, as well as the character of T'Challa, and doing it tastefully and not recasting, because I know that was on the table.
Yeah, and absolutely not. They could never. And they better never not.
I'm just glad that he now has a son, and now the story can go forward.
Story,
and maybe this may be the Black Panther that ends up marrying Storm.
Right.
And having,
so what I do realize, which I'm not completely familiar with, but what I do realize after, being on TikTok and people be like, the storyline, this is what's supposed to happen, this is what's supposed to happen. I feel like that can still happen. They just had to take a detour because real life happened, and they had to, like, be tasteful with that. But I feel like it'll still be fruitful, and it'll still be bomb.
Absolutely.
So, thank y'all for listening. We're super excited about season 3.
Woo!
And follow us on Instagram at cheers2 cinema.
I think so.
I think we haven't done this in a long time, guys. Bear with us. And then if you ever have any suggestions for movies that you want us to go see at the theater, that you wanted us to review, we are open to those.
If it's at the theater, on Hulu, on
Netflix, we got all the streaming services, so just let us know. Yeah, we back and we better. Period.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Why won't it stop? Do you have your screen locked?
No.
Ma'am, why won't it stop?